Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking. This is a garden update, so let me show you what we got going this year. First garden update of the season. Up here in our barrel, we have a serrano and a jalapeno. And this is the second thing we've planted this year so far. We had a couple cucumber plants in there and a deer came and lopped them off. So my logic is deers probably won't eat chili plants, I hope. Over here is our raspberry bush. And we planted this last year. You can see there's actually, I think, some dead raspberries from last year, so if I'm looking at that right. We planted this last year and it was like 1/10 the size of this bush. And we actually got like a handful of raspberries off it near the end of the season. And it has completely exploded and it's actually reseeded. So you can see like here, for example, that's like a separate raspberry plant. So I think we will be up to our neck in raspberries, which I am not sad about. This is pandan, and it's not doing very well. It's not doing very well at all. Pandan is like Southeast Asian, they sometimes call it Southeast Asian vanilla. It's used in flavoring rice and also desserts. But ours is just doing absolutely terrible because we are not in Southeast Asia. Good boy, Vinny. I think this is some kind of thyme, and this is our lovage. Kind of interesting, this year the lovage has been doing quite poorly, which I don't really care about because I'm not that big of a fan of eating it. We got 3 of our tomatoes here, and it looks like Arthur has stolen all of the tags. So one of them is Dancing with the Smurfs, so it's kind of like a blackish color. We have indigo cherry drops. And this is definitely not, it says Better Boy, but I don't think that's from this year. So who knows what we have. Okay, and then here we have our strawberry patch. You can see this is also really spread out. So that goes all the way to the rose bush. And we've got more strawberries this year than any other year. It's super exciting and they're quite tasty. Some of them look a little funky. And of course, you know, they're on the ground, so, you know, something's eaten part of it, but these are really, really good. All right, more tomatoes, and I know this one is a Roma because it has Roma tomatoes on it. So when we bought this, it had a couple little baby tomatoes, but they actually have grown substantially since. So this plant is already producing. So I think we'll get an early tomato this year. And we rolled the dice. We planted these well before Mother's Day, well before that window of, before the risk of a frost had subsided. And I also don't remember what tomato that is. Kevin, you know what this is? Nope. It's yarrow.
Smoking.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. That Kevin, when Kevin was a scout, he knew some boys who tried to smoke yarrow and they got life flighted. Is that what you said? Life flighted away, and he doesn't know what happened to them. So, but yeah, this is yarrow.
What are you gonna use it for?
Yeah, why you grow it?
We don't use it for anything. It's just ornamental. It's a nice plant. Our rose bush is bigger than ever. These are all buds about to pop, so it's going to be super pretty. And then our blackberry is loaded, completely loaded. Can you see how many berries there are? Pretty cool. All right, one of my projects this spring is I expanded this bed. So this bed used to stop here, and I extended it. We're talking about building a water table for Arthur and putting it there, but I think the one that Courtney wants to make is too complicated, and that's not a controversial statement because she tried to rope in her dad too, and he's like, well, I don't know. So she put some sunflower seeds there, and I think there'll be sunflowers. Here's our tomatillo, which is just absolutely going crazy for this early in the season. We have lots of nice flowers, and I'm trying to train it to be vertical because it's just gonna bush out like crazy. These are okra. Clemson Spineless. Actually, I think we have a couple. No, they're all Clemson Spineless. So I bought a 6-pack of those. 5 of them made it, but they're doing very, very well. Got a lovely cilantro plant, and then some additional chili peppers. So that one's a Tabasco, that's a pimento, and this is a Thai cayenne hybrid. I've never tried that before, but it should be interesting. Over here, we have a zucchini plant. So we have never had the legendary too much zucchini problem, which people complain about. So we're going to try to dedicate this box primarily to the zucchini. It got trampled by some critter running through. We have a lot of rabbits, and I think that's what it was. And then Court put some nasturtiums here that got way bigger than we thought they would. So we're gonna have to figure out what to do with that once the zucchini gets bigger. And then similarly, I put a bok choy in here which it looks like it's not taking well to it at all, but it probably just needs some water. I think it'll be okay. This box is kind of it's not the best box. It doesn't get that much sun. These are peas that we're trying to get going. There's some basil plants, but this box is full of bugs, and I don't really know why. There's way more bugs in here, and they're just eating everything alive. And then there was a rhubarb back there. Courtney saw something about putting a pot over a rhubarb to like stress it and make it grow really fast. And it worked temporarily, and then it just completely died. So that was that.
Look, Kevin, nature. Wow.
Yeah, it's nice. Got another tomato that's a new Rutgers hybrid. It's called a Steakhouse, and it's supposed to grow fruit that are 3 pounds. So we'll see how that goes. And then I have a Japanese eggplant, which I've not grown that before. And then our broccoli, which we planted super early. You can see we cut one piece and we got to eat it. It was like one broccolini spear. We all got to eat a couple bites and tasted fine. And then since it has another broccoli coming here. You can see it's coming along. More broccoli on the way. And then the last plant in the bucket here is called a garden egg. And it is a different type of eggplant. It's popular in African cooking. This was just like I found it and I was like, wow, I've never had that, so let's try growing it. So it's supposed to grow taller than a typical eggplant, and it fruits later. And the tag that when I bought it, it was like, it's like an eggplant, but it's not. And then I looked it up online and it's an eggplant, so. But that'll be a fun experiment. Here's the Hillary Clinton mint, comes back every year. And then here is this year's garlic, which looks nice and tidy. The garlic's doing very, very well. And you can see that we just now have our scapes coming up. Here's a scape. Those can be eaten fresh, pickled, grilled. But I think that we'll have roughly 100 heads of garlic this year. But that's always a fun part of the year, is when we get to pull all the garlic up and then we have a fresh garden bed to do something else with. It's like another stage of gardening. But they're doing really, really well in this box. We had a crazy iris year. I don't know, John, I might send you some pictures, John, so you can see. The irises just were absolutely massive this year, to the point they all flopped over. They were so heavy. And then this is our take 2 on cucumbers. So it's in a bigger pot. Who knows how that'll do here. We'll see. But we do have cucumbers going. And I think that's it. I think that the only other thing are like the herbs and stuff. But so far, it's a really good gardening year. And it's kind of weird. Like, some things are coming up sooner than they normally do. Some are later. So a lot of times we have canaflowers along the house, and they're just coming up slow this year. You know, the lovage is kind of limping along this year for some reason. But our garlic is ahead of schedule, and Courtney's over there preparing the splash pad, because it's going to be a real hot day and others are going to go play. But yeah, that's the garden update. Things are really good, excited, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.